Welcome back to Daily English Motivation. Today's story is about courage, persistence, and the power of taking just one more step, even when life feels heavy. Let this story guide your mind, strengthen your heart, and remind you that you are stronger than you think. Now relax, breathe, and enjoy the story. 1. A heavy heart, Evan sat on a small wooden bench at the edge of his village, staring at the tall grey mountain in the distance. It was called Mount Verin, a place full of old legends and mysterious stories. People said the mountain changed the lives of those who climbed it. Some said it gave wisdom. Others said it revealed truth. But for Evan, it meant only one thing: a chance to escape the disappointment he felt inside. He had failed an important exam one. He needed to enter the training school he dreamed of. His friends passed. His younger sister passed. Even the boy who never studied passed. But Evan did not. He had tried his best. He studied hard. He practiced every day. But still, he failed. His heart felt heavy like a stone inside his chest. Every breath felt slow. Every thought was full of doubt. His father tried to comfort him. Evan, failing once doesn't define your life. But Evan couldn't believe that, at least not yet. He felt ashamed. He felt small, and he felt lost. So, one cool morning, he decided to climb Mount Verin alone, not because he wanted wisdom, but because he needed space to breathe. He needed silence. He needed distance from his own thoughts. He packed water, bread, and a small notebook. And then he began to walk toward the mountain. 2. The first steps, the path to the mountain, started with flat, easy ground. Soft grass, a cool wind, simple steps. Evan walked in silence. At first, he didn't think about anything. He just let his legs move. Step after step, breath after breath. But after a while, his thoughts returned. Why am I the only one who failed? Why is life so unfair? What if I'm not good enough for anything? He punched the air in frustration. But then he stopped and noticed something. He had already walked far from his village. He looked back. The houses looked tiny. The people looked like ants. And suddenly, the world felt bigger than his problems. He closed his eyes and breathed in the cold air. Maybe I can climb a little more, he whispered. So he continued. 3. A friend along the way, about halfway up the mountain's lower path, Evan saw an old man sitting under a tree. The man wore a simple white shirt, carried a walking stick, and smiled gently as Evan approached. "You seem troubled," the old man said kindly. Evan didn't hide it. He simply nodded. "Walking the mountain is good for a heavy heart," the old man added. Evan sat beside him. "Do you climb this mountain often?" The old man chuckled softly. "Oh, many times. Not because I need to reach the top, but because every climb teaches me something new." Evan thought for a moment. Then he asked quietly, "Can I ask you something?" "Of course." Why do people fail even when they try their best? The old man looked up at the sky, because failure is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are trying to reach something bigger than yourself. Evan looked confused. The old man continued, "If we succeeded at everything on the first attempt, we would never grow, never learn, never develop strong hearts." "But it still hurts," Evan whispered. The old man nodded. "Yes, all meaningful growth hurts at first. Mountains hurt your legs. Learning hurts your mind. Failing hurts your pride. But pain is not the enemy. Pain is a teacher." Evan listened deeply. "Let me tell you something," the old man said. "When life feels impossible, take one more step. One more and one more. Eventually, that will carry you farther than you ever imagined." Evan looked at the path ahead. It seemed long, steep, a little frightening. But he stood up. "I'll keep going." The old man smiled. "I'll see you again," he said mysteriously. And Evan continued his climb. For the steep path, after another hour of walking, the mountain became more challenging. The slope grew steeper. The wind colder. Evan's legs began to ache. Sweat mixed with dust on his face. He stopped often. His breath grew heavier. His mind began whispering dark thoughts again. "You're tired. You don't have to do this. You'll fail again. Turn back." But each time he remembered the old man's words. One more step. So Evan took another step, and another, and another. Even when he felt weak. Even when he wanted to quit. Even when the path seemed endless. He didn't climb fast. He didn't climb perfectly. But he climbed. 5. Suddenly, the sky darkened. A surprising mountain storm began forming above him. Cold wind whipped across the rocks. Rain started falling light at first, then heavy. Evan's clothes soaked quickly. His fingers turned cold. Lightning flashed in the distance. Fear rose inside him. This was a mistake, he thought. What if I get stuck? What if I fall? What if I never make it? He looked down. The path behind him seemed dangerous, now wet, slippery, and steep. He looked up. The path ahead looked just as frightening. He felt trapped. For a moment, panic took over his whole body. He fell to his knees. "I can't do this," he whispered desperately. "I'm not strong enough. I'm not brave enough." Then he heard a voice. "Storms come to test you, not to break you." He looked around. It was the old man standing under a rock shelter, dry and calm. Evan crawled toward him. The old man helped him inside the shelter. "You knew the storm was coming?" Evan asked, shivering. "Oh yes." The old man smiled. "But storms are important teachers. They show us who we become when life becomes difficult." The rain roared outside. "I want to go back," Evan said. "I don't want to climb anymore." The old man shook his head gently. "Going down is not easier," he said. "Sometimes the safest direction is forward, not backward." Evan stared at him. "You climbed through storms before." The old man nodded, "Many times." And every time I discovered something important about myself. He touched Evan's shoulder. Courage does not mean you feel no fear. It means you continue despite fear. Evan breathed deeply. Something inside him felt lighter, a small flame of strength that refused to die. He stood up slowly. "The storm will pass," the old man said. "It always does." And they waited together until the rain softened. 6 near the top, when the storm finally moved away, Evan stepped out of the shelter and continued upward. The air grew thinner, the path became rocky. But Evan felt different, now stronger, calmer, more determined. His legs still hurt. His heart still carried pain, but his mind was focused. He repeated softly, "One more step, one more step." The mountain seemed less scary now. It felt like a partner, a challenge, not an enemy. After a long, difficult climb, Evan finally reached the second-to-last ridge just below the mountain's peak. He gasped. The view was breathtaking. Below him, the clouds looked like a soft white sea. Sunlight broke through them like golden rivers. The world looked peaceful, kind, beautiful. For the first time, he felt proud of himself, not for reaching the top, but for not giving up. 7. The truth at the summit. With a final burst of energy, Evan climbed the last few meters to the top of Mount Veron, and there, standing at the peak, smiling warmly, was the old man. "You made it," he said. Evan laughed breathlessly. "I can't believe I actually did." The old man looked at him with kind eyes. "You didn't climb this mountain to escape your failure," he said. "You climbed it to discover your strength." Evan felt tears in his eyes. For the first time, he understood. The mountain had taught him, pain is temporary. Failure is not the end. Strength grows in difficult moments, and progress is made one step at a time. The old man continued, "Life will give you many mountains, some small, some huge, some painful, some beautiful. But remember this, you don't need to climb them quickly. You don't need to climb them perfectly. You just need to take one more step." Evan nodded slowly. He would remember that forever. 8. Coming down the climb down was easier, lighter, even joyful. Evan felt strong. He felt alive. He felt hopeful again. When he reached the village, his father saw him and rushed to hug him. "You look different," his father said. Evan smiled. "I am different." He didn't magically solve his problems. He didn't erase his failure. But he had found something far more powerful, the courage to keep going. 9. The message for you. This story is not just about Evan, it is about you, your dreams, your struggles, your failures, your mountains. Maybe you feel tired, maybe you feel lost, maybe you feel like giving up. But remember this, you don't need to finish everything today. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to take one more step. One step toward healing. One step toward learning. One step toward your future. If you keep taking small steps, one day you will look back and realize you climbed a mountain you once thought was impossible.